Good morning. It's 8:30. Welcome to Brookings County Commission meeting, Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025. Will you please stand to start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance? Item number 3 on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I have a motion second. Any additions, corrections, or comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 4 on the agenda is an invitation for a citizen scheduled time on the commission agenda for an item not listed. There's a 5-minute time limit per person. Anyone wanting to speak during this agenda item must sign in prior to the start of the meeting. No commission action will be taken during this agenda item. Any requested action item may be scheduled for a future meeting date. I don't believe we have anybody this morning, so we move on to item number 5 is consent agenda items, which includes the minutes, travel and education requests, personnel action notices, cellular authorizations, and human services report. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
A motion and second. Any additions or corrections? Any comments? Call the roll, please.
Vanderwall.
Aye.
Post.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Hostler.
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 6 is routine business. Is approval of the claims. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Post.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Hostler.
Aye.
Vanderwall.
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B is be it noted items. Item I is moving revenue from workers' comp reimbursement from general fund to highway fund in the amount of $3,022.98. And item number 2 is moving revenue from workers' comp reimbursement from general fund to emergency management in the amount of $129.01. Is there any additional items there?
So this pertains to that automatic supplement that we approved last week for the work comp reimbursement. There was some of that reimbursement needed to go into both the highway fund and the emergency management fund. It was all receipted into the general fund. So we're just noting here that we are moving revenue or moving cash from general fund over to those other 2 funds for the automatic supplement amounts.
Okay.
And then one other thing I have on, as a be it noted, there were 2 resolutions that were accidentally given the same resolution number, so that I just want to make a note that we will be renumbering the burn ban resolution that was approved on May 9th. That'll be 2527A. And then last Tuesday, the TIF admin fee resolution will be 2527B. Just wanted to make a note of that.
Okay. Anything else? Move on to item number C is department head reports. Start with Brian from the Highway Department.
Good morning.
Morning, Brian.
Quick update on our structures that are currently being constructed. 08F3, which is on 219th south of Aurora. I visited the site yesterday, and they will be pouring the walls of the box culvert today. They got it dewatered last week, and the form set up to pour the walls today, so that's looking good down there. I also visited our structure 08F4, which is located on 482nd south of Highway 14. Visited that site yesterday also. Minding the wind, they got the steel girders set yesterday, and then they had crews working on setting the false work to pour the decks, so they're moving right along on that one also. So that's nice to see, getting those well underway and and looking forward to those being completed. The city of White, they do have Fifth and Hooker or Main Street closed. Both those are closed concurrently. The city of White's been advertising how to traverse through the town for local traffic. There will be a progress meeting next Tuesday that I plan on attending and then reporting back to you guys on when they plan on getting that opened. I know we have a asphalt contractor that would like to kind of get a schedule too, because following getting those open, we're going to be looking at paving project through White from Highway 30 to the county line. If you guys recall that, or for the public that would like to know, that project would like to get underway in July from my understanding. But that's going to be dependent on their progress in White. So I guess that's what I got for you guys, unless you had any questions.
I'm just wondering about the striping project. I see they did some roads.
Yep, they came in and did the retrace, Larry. The contractor had the availability this spring to do the retrace. Once we do complete our chip seal and our asphalt projects, they'll be following up on them. And they understood that they would have to do some additional travel, but they had the availability to get that work done, so they got a retrace done, which is kind of nice because usually our striping previously didn't happen until late October, so it was nice to have our stripes early in the summer because we've been bidding with the counties down south, or 16 other counties that we work collaboratively with to obtain our bid, so it was nice to see that.
We can get some use out of them this summer anyway.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Brian?
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Brian.
Marty from the Sheriff's Office.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Just a quick overview. At the detention center, we presently have 56 inmates. Weekends get busy. You know, normally it's 10 to 16 come in over the weekend, and a lot of those are releases. Right now we have 19 U.S. Marshal holds and 2 Dual County, 2 Flandreau, 1 Hamlin County, and that's where that, Larry, what you were asked me, that was Hamlin County.
Okay.
That. And 4 from Moody County, and 1 for the Department of Corrections. The U.S. Marshals Service, I have a contract for 10, but if I have room, I will take on some extra. So, otherwise, 24/7 stays busy. Things are going good. A little short-staffed. Got one of the academy who'll graduate on Friday, and so be glad to get him back. Other than that, just summer, lots of complaints. The guys have been working 13 and Elkton Township's complaining on 487 because nobody wants to take the detour. It's all pavement. The detour's pavement. Nobody wants to take detour. Every year we go through this, where they all want to go down the gravel road, and so we've been working 13 where the construction is because they were getting concerned for safety and going around barricades, and we've made wrote several tickets for going around barricades. I don't know what we can do. I mean, they literally move them. They just get out of the car and move them. But we're doing the best we can. We're trying to be everywhere. And up north, we're trying to work that area too, up where the highway guys are. So it's just summer, and it's nothing unusual. It's just the detours. Nobody likes to take detours. Other than that, we've just been busy with ambulance calls. Thank God for first responders. Anyway. Commissioner Vanderwall always like to hear his voice on the radio because I know he's going to be the first one there. But in Vaughan, I have a full-time deputy there that's there Monday through Friday, and he's normally at the calls too. So it's I think that we got a lot of calls out of Vaughan. Get a lot of calls, different types of calls and stuff. So other than that, if you got some questions.
Anything? No, thank you.
Good. Thank you, Marty.
Sheriff.
Lori from Finance?
Well, let's see, the budgets have all been gathered and entered, and Michelle will be putting those in the nice little books for budget hearings on the 19th. Work is continuing on the court-appointed attorney process, setting up each individual into our system, sending out the letters. That's going really well. She's getting a lot on that. Our process for unclaimed property is underway. Every year, we send into unclaimed property in Pier checks that have been uncashed from, it ends up being 2 years ago, basically. Those go through a process where we send out letters throughout the year, and then those get sent into Pier. And then the owners of that, the people who the check was written to, have to go through the unclaimed process with Pier. Normal motor V work is continuing. Titles, I believe, are right now in December. They have moved individuals from other offices in Pier in to help facilitate the title work, and have also hired an outside company to help with that. So right now we're being told December is what they're working on right now. They did send us a correspondence saying that our county is actually one of the ones doing a great job, so I passed that on, and the girls appreciated hearing that. In the next couple of meetings, we will be working on delinquent mobile homes. We have 9 of those that will be up for sale on Friday. The procedures with that: mobile home taxes, we send out letters throughout the year if they are unpaid, reminding the taxpayer. In December, they're advertised in the newspaper. And then in January, we turn that list of unpaid over to the sheriff's office for collection through a distress warrant process. They have 6 months to try to collect that for us, and they return what is not collectible. Those, they then have a sale in June to try to collect those taxes. And the ones that don't get bought or come in and pay, I'll be bringing you that list in July, and we put those on an uncollectible list. Those still can be collected if I find that the owner has a means for collection, or they come in on their own to pay them. We can still collect them, but they're off the books in a different area, so we can continue on with work. Otherwise, the other thing that I had, I don't know, Stacy, if you can get this up or not. There's a lot of information on this page, and it's not a program that our county puts on, but I think it's one that citizens should maybe be aware of. It is for sales or property tax refunds. It's not just for property owners. This can be for elderly people who rent, who have an apartment. Income is down there. It is $16,566 for an individual, or $22,484 for a combined income. But it does incorporate those people who are renters so that they can get a little something back from the state. I do have this on our SwiftTel page, our website, and our Facebook page, and then I'll give this copy to Mondell in case they have any questions there. But it is run through the Department of Revenue, but it is one that not many people know about. And that's about all I have.
Okay, any questions?
Lori, with the vehicle titles and stuff like that, I got a vehicle title after doing it in 2 weeks, so
Yes.
I think the state has
Yep.
figured it out.
Yep, some are getting, we've had people who have come in and done 2 titles, 3 titles at the same time. They get 1 title, and they're still waiting months for the other 2. And it's all depending on who I think is getting those to process. And hopefully, some aren't getting processed when they shouldn't get processed, but, you know, that's Department of Revenue's situation there, but yeah, I'm glad you got yours right away.
Okay, thank you.
Yep,
Thank you, Lori.
yep.
Bob from Community Development.
Good morning. On June 2nd, we had a semi-CO2 pipeline meeting. We didn't have enough people for a quorum, mainly because of a mistake on my part on sending out emails informing the committee members that we was having a meeting on June 2nd. So we had 4 members of the board actually show up from the meeting. We just did some minor discussions. No decisions was made, obviously, and we're in the process now of rescheduling that meeting. And the only other thing I've got is tonight we have a zoning meeting, and we will have a rezoning on our agenda, which will come to this board at a later date. Any questions?
Bob, I had a question on the siren and the warning system. That's tested monthly then?
That's tested once a month. It should be tested later today at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Each community has a siren, of course, and throughout the county, typically the fire departments check the sirens out, and my office typically assists with 6-hour park in the city of Brookings when requested.
Who can actually activate those?
The 911 center only,
Not just one person?
not just one person, but there is a procedure in writing where, obviously, if a first responder sees a funnel or tornado on the ground, they can call 911, and 911 will set the siren off. And obviously, I'm typically in contact with the National Weather Service, and any law enforcement, fire department, someone like that can request it be set off.
Right, they had that situation down south where apparently they to activate the sirens, they had some issues, and just don't want to see something like that happen here.
No, in the old days, each fire department, you had to go into the fire department and flip a switch for them to go off. But in Brookings County now, we're all centralized through the E911 system.
Okay. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Bob. Thanks, Bob.
Bob, I just wanted to say thanks for that article in the Register. That was a good one.
Okay, that concludes department head reports. Not 9 o'clock yet. We'll move on to regular business. Item A is action to approve resolution number 25-31, a resolution to rescind the burn ban enacted on May 9th, 2025.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments? The only comment I said is hopefully we continue to get some moisture and we can leave this off for a while.
Yeah, the comments came from the County Fire Chief Association, and they requested that it be removed, that they felt that it's greening up enough that we should, and with the projected rains. Of course, we was projected for big storms last night, and basically they all went to our south, but I'd have to follow the recommendation from the County Fire Chief Association and recommend that you guys lift the burn ban.
Okay. Any other comments?
Yeah, I guess I would just mention several people had called and contacted me, and they weren't aware that during a burn ban, you can still get permission to burn if, you know, like with this, the conditions changed drastically, and there was some good opportunities to clean up some of those rougher areas after we'd gotten 2 inches of rain, and that can still be done if you contact the appropriate fire chiefs or whoever.
Correct. Any other comments? Call the roll, please.
Miller,
Aye.
Hostler.
Aye.
Vanderwall.
Aye.
Post. Jensen.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item B, action to approve the low bid of $2,299,640.30 for alternate one and the low bid of $2,345,657.10 for bid alternate two for the Samara Avenue Improvements Project to Bose Construction in Brookings, South Dakota. Do I have a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments?
I wasn't exactly at the bid opening, but as it was impressive to see how many bids we got for that project. And then afterwards, when we discussed it, I think getting it done this year would be very beneficial to both the city of Volga residents and Brookings County residents. I think we got a pretty fair bid considering the amount of bids we received.
Yes, we did receive 12 different individual bids, and it was below the engineer's estimate, so that was good to see too. So at least there's interest out there, people looking for work. So, any other comments? Call the roll, please.
Hostler.
Aye.
Vanderwall.
Aye.
Post.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 9, Commission Department Director Report.
As part of my report, I've updated, with the help of Bob and Brian always help me with this too, updated the work plan. Anything that is blue highlighted is new information on this. So Brian just updated some of the information on a couple of these projects that are in the works right now. I updated some information, like our 5-year plan that we approve in the fall, updated that information. The rural access infrastructure projects that were approved for 2025 there are listed out. We have the assignments noted there under future planning. For Beta, that appraisal is finished. It sounds like we did now get federal approval of that appraisal, and I believe Dan Nelson's office is working on a purchase agreement that hopefully we'll have before you here at our next meeting to purchase the Beta building. 214th, just some updated assignment information. I'm still waiting. We should hear hopefully this month on the RAISE grant. It was due sometime in June, so we're waiting on that. Information here, Bob did update information on the Madera Township drainage project there. All of that information in blue is new since the last time I presented this. I did add the carbon pipeline subcommittee that was created to this list, so something new that's on there. And it sounds like they tried to meet yesterday, but they'll be meeting hopefully here again at the end of this month. Samara Avenue, of course, this got submitted right before bids were open, so we now have our bids and we're moving forward with that project. Commission projects funds, I just updated what we have going on there and all of the things that we funded with that money over the last several years. Some facilities things, the parking lot over at the 1921, we still will do that overlay project here, yet that I think we've bid that came in, we'll be doing that sometime here this summer as those go, but of course, just a few months ago, we approved that easement agreement with the city as well for basically use of that, and they're going to be taking over kind of the maintenance and repairs and whatnot of that parking lot. So, but we still will do that overlay project first before that. Union contracts, You know, we were still, I was hoping we'd have the final agreements for today, but they didn't land in my inbox just yet, so waiting those, hopefully we'll see those and get those approved at the next meeting as well. So, any questions on this document? Okay. I did meet with the Deputy Finance Officer, Jen Beller, to discuss the Samara Avenue kind of administering payments for that project. So right now, I've been working with Michael Schulte, he's the city administrator with the city of Volga on the banner contract, and basically the county's been paying those bills and then getting reimbursed back from the city of Volga, and that's just a 50-50 split. This is a little bit different as far as administering the actual construction piece of this, because the city of Volga has received a grant, $450,000 like a community access grant for this project, and then their HRC is also contributing $703,000 towards this project. That is very helpful. It kind of brings the total construction costs responsibilities down to about $1.15 million between us. And then we were given some information from Banner yesterday. There's some improvements that the city is doing as part of this project, some sewer updates and whatnot that we won't participate in those costs, but we kind of have those broken out. And, you know, Jen and I kind of worked through what this would look like because the road is ours, and we advertise the bids that we're going to basically administer the payments. But we have some money that we have set aside in a couple different locations. So I guess I need consensus to publish like a supplemental budget resolution, if you're okay with that, because the money right now is, we have some money, I think it's all in the general fund actually, for what we have. There's a little bit in the highway fund that we've used to pay for the engineering, but the rest of it is in general fund. So we do a supplemental budget to give the highway budget and to move that money over so that we're ready to go. We are not going to budget for the city of Volga's cost in this. We'll just kind of let that sit. Then as we get those payments from them, we'll automatically supplement those into our budget. But we're just going to be budgeting for what our expense is. And as we kind of look through this, it looks like outside of the banner contract, which is roughly about $150,000, give or take, it looks like our responsibility is going to be just over $540,000. We've committed to $1 million, so between those two, we're well underneath that. So we're in good shape. Those bids came in really, really well. But do I have a consensus that I can go ahead and publish the supplemental budget resolution? Yep. Perfect. Let's see. Other than that, can I talk real slow here for a couple minutes about upcoming dates? Again, on this Friday, we do have a retirement party for Judge Stoltenberg, our circuit court judge. They're having a party for him in courtroom A. That's the large courtroom up on the 3rd floor. That's at 3 o'clock on Friday, if you would like to attend that. Again, we did move budget hearings back a couple of weeks to June 19th. We will still meet next door right away at 8 o'clock and start that process. We are, as Lori had mentioned, we're in the process of creating the budget books. By the end of the day, the budget, the revenue, and the expense budgets should be in box. You'll have those, and then the hard copies, I'll let you know when those are ready, and we can line up time if you're around, is just stop in and grab those. But the electronic copy should be in box here by the end of the day for a couple of those things, and I'll let you know that. Otherwise, we kind of look a little bit further out. We are closed on Friday, July 4th for Independence Day. Safety Week is July 7th through July 10th. I can get, as we get a little bit closer, I'll give you kind of an update. If you want to participate in that, we do some fire drills, severe weather drills, and some lockdown drills here as part of that. And then the picnic, you do if you wish to attend that. The safety picnic is out at the BCOAC. Kind of times are 11, noon, and 2 for that on July 10th. Otherwise, you can kind of see those dates out a little bit further, and that's all I have, and it is 9 o'clock.
Thank you. Move on to our scheduled agenda items. Item number 7A, a public hearing and action approve a special one-day event license for J Street Pub for a wedding on Saturday, June 21st, 2025 at the Bennett Barn, 47439 214th Street, Aurora, South Dakota. Have a motion approved.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and second. I would now open the public meeting. Any proponents that would like to speak to this item?
Good morning. Andrea Diedrich, owner of the J Street Pub, just bartending a wedding out there. So any questions, let me know.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other proponents? None. Opponents? Is there any opponents? Any opponents? I now close the public hearing. Any comments from the board? Any comments from finance? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Vanderwall.
Aye.
Post.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Hostler.
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Motion carries.
You
Thank you.
move back. Item number 10 is the state's attorney's office report.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Judge Stoltenberg for all of his years of service. I will be attending his retirement party on Friday. Not an easy job being a circuit court judge, and really appreciate how easy it has been to work with him to process through the criminal justice system. I'd also note next Tuesday at 4 p.m. is going to be the swearing in for the new judge, Judge David Wheeler. I've known Judge Wheeler for several years, kind of going back to my days in Huron, practicing over there. So he'll be good for Brookings. He's going to drive over from Huron to handle court here in Brookings and split the felony docket with Judge Howard. But his swearing in is over at the courthouse next Tuesday, 4 p.m., third floor. So.
Okay. Thank you. Item number 11 is commissioner reports. Commissioner Vanderwall.
Thank you. Just with the meeting a week ago, but last Tuesday afternoon, I did attend the bid openings for the 464 Samare project, like we talked earlier. And it was great to see 12 bidders and great to see the bids came in where they did. Thank you.
Commissioner Post.
Thursday evening over at the Dakota Bank Center, I attended the Dairy Gala. It was quite interesting, and my dad's been part of that organization for a while, and he's retired now, but the staff in charge, I told them that this would be a great event for more commissioners to be attending, so look for an invite next year.
Okay. Thank you. Commissioner Miller.
With the meeting just a week ago, I have no report.
Okay. Commissioner Hostler.
Yeah, I had a meeting push from last Thursday to this Thursday, so I as well have no report.
Okay. 27th, I attended the bid openings. It was great to see all them bids again. It's just that people are looking for work, and we got some real good pricing on that deal. Also received numerous calls, as Sheriff Stanwyck said, from township supervisors concerned about the traffic on some of their township roads. It's not only cars and pickups, but delivery trucks and semis and such. Just got to be careful out there and look out for other people. The Maderi drainage, we should be getting an update soon from the engineering department or engineering staff from Banners. State office has been in contact with them, and we should be getting an updated some updated bids on that also. So with that, that's all I have. We move on to item number 12, executive session in accordance with South Dakota Codified Law 1-25-2, parentheses 1 and 6, personnel and security. Do I have a motion to enter?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. We're in executive, brief break.